have upset an idea. If you post it, try to post it by audio. I don't know. Why would it change? He had a big day. That's the 6th. First grade teams win in 3 and 5. Yeah, that's just fun. Okay. That's no point because I'll still be calling. So what can I do? Now, that even for me, posting a Manly United graphic during commentary of a completely unrelated games seems a bit much and a bit unnecessary. That was the 2 games in one day.
2, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, what's up? Okay, testing. This is my normal volume. Testing, 1, 2. We're at Valentine Sports Park for the League 1 Women's Match of the Round between Hills United and SD Raiders. Oh, okay. Sensational. It's been clipped up. Oh, yes. Here's Max Pingo's dramatic equalizer on this point. Shared that as well. Viral clips. Thanks, Steph. Straight away. Yep. This is why people think I watch all the games. Yeah, because I'm prepared to sacrifice my own prep to. Yeah. Oh. Ooh, that's no. The keeper almost did a reverse East Hope there. No. Yes. I have not.
Also, I'm glad you listened to the Gantry NPL women's review, so I had the Katie off it there.
I was like, what's wrong with Katie? I'm like, that's it. Okay, no problem.
That's amazing.
That is also good commentary work.
Yeah.
For the less iconic one-time Sydney FC goalkeeper. No. For fuck's sake.
Always defending each other, putting each other out.
Jesus Christ, I can fucking read that, Davies. Fuck me. What was that? What were you trying to do there? Come on, man. Yeah. Yeah, yes, please. Yeah, thank you. I started this silly idea, so I've got to just double check. Why must I press a clue? Chirillo. Oh yeah, that I'm sorry, I read that wrong. By Chirillo. I mean, the pitch will be good. They've got 3 home games in a row. Corky! Yes. Look at this. Absolutely nothing. It's just. Correct. Oh, by the way, fun facts. This was not a goal. This did not.
Yeah. Wait, so what happened?
So that all Davey told. All of J2 has told me not a goal. They didn't score.
Okay.
It's like he said it's the exact idea. It's like, I tell her.
You know what? Should probably write down some lineups. One's in?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I am. So Hills posted their Instagram, their first lineup.
Yep.
And I'm skeptical because the backup people they listed were seen while the players were warming up, drinking a coffee and having a chat, not in the game, not in the training kit. So I am, yes, I
So you say that if you weren't to play, you wouldn't be doing the same thing?
Yeah, but I've been... Okay, apparently she is a backup keyboard. Okay.
Yeah. They just have a lot of faces. That's just Eric. She needs to just come on in the
Yeah.
semi.
Oh yeah, I was trying to... Yeah. Deb Croft, there is no way she does it.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, please.
Well, I said
Please,
semi.
this league gave me 3 Tory goals. I don't ask. I'm not asking. It's already given me so. And then...
So she scores 3 goals, is that a Tory 3? I saw it from the top, he said it the other day, I was like, oh, you will appreciate it.
So that's what she did on my birthday.
Yes, the hashtag.
The birthday, the futsal birthday.
We know.
Yes.
Other one's still on.
Useless. What, can you not get a reception or something? What's going on?
Maybe.
Oh, running proper. Running. Kills of 5 running proper.
It's either raining to my right here, I'm like, no. At least I was able to get to my car. You had to go through rushing from Vegas to Sydney.
It was okay. It would have been easier if there wasn't track work.
Yes.
Part of pretty trying to make it tap on the track work bus.
Yeah, the audacity, that's...
I refuse though.
Yeah.
I pretend that I wave it and straight off.
Beep.
Yeah. Yes, next time I'll just do a beep.
Oh! Severus. For you, specifically.
I knew I turned up for a reason. I got because I had to leave the house today and this is like, you know, it's been kind of nice.
Do you have a jacket, Megan? Because,
You know, I've got like 3. I was wearing it.
Jess Wood is number 12. Is she number 12 though? Is she number 12? Is she, Hills United manager? Because we shall see. I mean, I hope you're right, but rather than whatever odd number she had in round 1.
Like the Blacktown game a few weeks ago had a direct Duckman if there were free jersey changes about that.
Hills by as cool as it is, what do you want me to do?
You're not helping.
You're really, really not.
You're on any Sapphire
You should
Cup very quick.
think of one of your defenders' surnames, make hay while the sun shines, and upload this online. See, I'll do that joke in commentary again, but much worse. Much worse. Oh, thanks.
There we go.
Is Boyan the coach?
Yeah.
Who we got? Boyan. Good coach. Good name. Round 8? Wait, so this is 5.
Yeah.
6, 7. East is round 8.
Yes. There's like one game on that Sunday and like 4
Yeah.
or 5 on
There,
Monday.
like, as in literally one game. Like,
Yeah.
it's, I don't know about League 2 men's, but that's like, it's the only stream. And you have it, so
Yeah.
all the attention is on you.
Fun.
Not just that, but me standing
You'll be
next
right
to you,
next to me.
silently judging every mistake you make.
Silently?
Let's be real, it won't be silent.
No, I'll be silent. He was giving me instructions during futsal commentary and how to go in the comms. Like, you're talking to me, do you want to take
Yeah.
over? And then, oddly enough, the answer was no. So it will actually be silent. But I will be staring. I feel sorry for anyone who can actually hear me. Ooh, lane night. I got good. What is this? This is just the futsal team.
Very much.
Oh, this.
Minus Mary
So
and
that's
now.
your research done on time.
Just as long as Maddie doesn't score, because I've had enough of her. I've had enough of her nonsense. She should know. Brittany Duggan, wait. Spartan. No. Brittany Duggan is Intel now. No, I remember her, therefore she's not Intel. That's Spartans. And, Tennille Hay. Caitlin Britton's the backup keeper. Or the, not keeper in futsal.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Angelina Masteris. Oh! Her! So... No, I'm saying commentary. And it's Davies relevant as well.
I already know all this.
Yes.
So I have to stay tuned to find out.
Stay tuned. Well, they'll just stand here. The Amelia Savetta, God, where? Oh, Blacktown. Amelia Savetta's ex-Blacktown. Chloe Hain. Aaron Phelan. What? By the way, first thing, Aaron Phelan, congratulations on having an incredibly Irish name. Also, is this a Bulldog stream? No, that's like not a Bulldog stream.
No.
It's Bulldogs AJC.
I think that every time I see it, it's
I think this is my water resistant jacket, courtside Zuri. I didn't want to wear my band spray jacket anymore, because I didn't read everywhere I went. So fairly, back to the beaches you go.
it's good enough.
Oh, Chemizar on the back of the jersey. That helps. Okay, that solves my main question. Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us here on the Football New South Wales YouTube page. This is the League One Women's Match of the Round from Football New South Wales headquarters, Valentine Sports Park. It is the league leaders, Hills United, versus the defending champions, SD Raiders, an early season blockbuster. Thanks for joining us here. We hope you've enjoyed your weekend, and we hope that you enjoy this one as well and finish your weekend off in the correct way. Eric Subihano here. Delighted to be here in Glenwood. It's my first League One Women's call for 2025, and I love this league so much. I call this the greatest league in the world, and I hope by the end of this game you'll understand why. So quickly, let's go through the two lineups. Firstly, for the hosts, Hills United, in goal is number 1, Nicola Simmons. The captain is number 3, Aisling Davidson. Number 5, Rani Plummer. Number 6, Brooke Hasty. Number 7, Gemma Woolley. Number 8, Bella Donaldson. Number 10, Bianca Galliini. Number 11, Isabella Shibaris. Number 12, Jess Wooden. Number 13, Elena Berridge. And number 14, Ellen Rosenberg-Chemajar. Hills United are coached by Alan Tassis, a man with plenty of history coaching in this division. And for SD Raiders, in goal for them, number 1, Natasha Pentecost. Then number 2, Sharina Harris. Number 5, Amanda Radmillo. Number 6, the captain, Jessica Neville. Number 7, Abigail Bogue. Number 8, Lane Knight. Number 10, Tiana Almeida. Number 14, Sarah Mandal. Number 18, Maddie Malone. Number 19, Brittany Duggan. And number 31, Tennille Hay. For those of you less familiar with this competition, well, it's the usual kits for both. The yellow jerseys with the navy blue shorts for the host, Hills United, and the mostly green kit with the Red Sox for SD Raiders. It was a very tight and fascinating contest as the whistle blows. Away we go in the under-23s game, which was played just before this one. And it ended up as a 2-1 victory to Hills United in the under-23s, but it was close right up until the very end of the contest. And some wonderful goalkeeping for Hills from Philippines Youth International, Alexis Tan. So that was great to see one of Mga Kababayan doing well on the football field. So for Hills, they've got a 100% record. As the ball goes to Davidson, just near halfway, and she switches it towards Plummer, but that'll go over the left back's head. Hills are 4 wins from 4 to open this season, and a point I might go on to in a bit, but Hills, a team familiar with starting a season in excellent form. For Hills, it was a 2-1 win away to South Coast Flame on the opening day, on a day where the temperature was about 400 degrees, and then Hills followed that up with a 6-0 home wins, 6-0 over Interlines, 5-0 in the derby against Blacktown City, and last time out it was a 3-0 away win on the cow paddock against Camden Tigers. While for SD Raiders, they started with a tight loss against another very good team in this division. They lost 3-2 at their new home of Trujillo Reserve to the Central Coast Mariners. They had a bye in round 2, a 2-0 win at home to Camden in round 3, and then last time out, SD Raiders were like a fire hose because they stopped the Flame, winning 3-2 against South Coast Flame at Trujillo Reserve. Now, it's Galliini, and he was possibly clipped, and there will be an early decision and an early attacking free kick for Hills United. By the way, I might just go through the 2 sets of substitutes. For Hills, the backup keeper is Sarah Easthope. Yeah, you know her from the women's national futsal team. There's also Ellen Berrios, Rachel Glendenning, Monique Holder, Zoe Murdoch, and Zaira Plebani. While for SD Raiders bench, the backup keeper is Caitlin Britton. The others, Angelina Masteris, Mia Masteris, Amelia Savetta, Chloe Hain, and Erin Phelan. As the ball comes in from Donaldson, it goes through a crowd. It'll be retrieved on the far side by Lane Knight, right in front of Football New South Wales photographer Angela Deporbay, who is perfectly positioned and protected from the rain. We've had some absolutely bizarre weather in Western Sydney, can I say. It has been both blazing hot and windy and cold and rainy all at the same time. Yes. It's been quite unpredictable. I have no idea how to dress going to this ground, but hopefully it will settle, because I did notice people in the stand at one point during the under-23s game were like scurrying for cover to not get wet. Hills with Chemajar, formerly of SD Raiders, is on the ball again. And through ball opportunity, Woolley plays it and the flag's up. I'm not sure if that was against Woolley or Shiberas in the end. It doesn't matter. It's an offside, but an early show of intent from the league leaders. But SD Raiders, despite the form of their opponents and indeed an opening day loss, they won't be fazed by the situation facing them. They are the defending premiers, prevailing in a very tight league race against, I think it was Mount Druitt Town Rangers that they pipped by a single point. There's an excellent campaign, and Boyan Rudmiller trying to build on what they achieved in 2024. Perhaps chase really is the promised land, promotion to the top tier NPL Women's New South Wales. By the way, we will try and do our best to keep you updated on those scores as they go around the grounds. Thanks to the trusty YouTube app, the same way you're watching this one, as SD Raiders switch it right to Tennille Hay. Hay, great pickup, as is this player, number 18, Maddie Malone, both formerly of MacArthur Rams. They have that top tier experience, and now SD Raiders looking to use that to their benefit as there's an early offside, despite some, shall we say, disagreement from SD Raiders fans, and possibly Tennille Hay as well, but looks like offside called against Abigail Bogue. So it's actually on for our streams. It's the first reuniting in 2025 of the League One Women's Media team. Myself, long-time League One Women's reporter Justin Davies, is right by my side, judging me for all the terrible jokes I'm going to make today. And as I mentioned earlier, Angela Depobe in one of the far corners as Galliani tries to break it up. And then Donaldson with a good foot in against Tiana. Now the ball, and one for Woolley to chase, and I think the flag's going to stay down. Here's Gemma Woolley, first time effort, and it doesn't quite dip in time. But Gemma Woolley has won the Golden Boot in this division when he hit the 30-goal mark 3 years ago with Gleysville Ravens. And an early goal for the Hills number 7 would have been just what the doctor ordered there, but the ball did not dip in time. Now, it's the Raiders. Actually, and Hills winning it high again. Here's Wooten, another player, another former Raven with plenty of experience and who's banged in countless goals in this division, as the ball does not go out for a throw-in, so is a goal kick, and Natasha Pentecost, the Raiders shot stopper, can relax. Short goal kick, and then Davidson trying to take the initiative up against one of the Raiders forwards, Sharina Harris, and then touch off a thigh and then over the fence, and rolls behind that very helpful scoreboard. That, by the way, big thank you to whichever volunteers running that scoreboard for today. That we really appreciate that. So it's round 5. So the 4 previous matches of the round, good contest, but even so, I am hoping for something closer than what we've seen in the stream games so far, because I think, and Justin will correct me if I'm wrong, 3 of the stream games so far have been 5-0 wins. Correct. Wow, I remember something. There's his Mandal attacking down the left for the Raiders. Plays the ball into Davidson. And the Hills captain. The Hills captain, a trademark sliding tackle into the fence, but SD Raiders throwing in an attacking position. So I think just to complete that point, those 3 5-0 wins in our stream game so far, St. George defeating Bankstown by 5-0, Flame defeating Blacktown by 5-0. And as the throw-in comes in, Tiana trying to get the flick on. Davidson's very good in the air, and you might see that with a Hills attacking set piece later on. Another another SD Raiders throw coming up. Last weekend, it was Bankstown defeating Nepean by 5-0. Long-range shot from Maddie Malone coming up at Bella Donaldson. She read that effort like the Hillshire Times and got out to make the block. Now Shemajar overcooks it, and this time this through ball is going to be straightforward for Pentecost. Rolls it short to Duggan, formerly of the Spartans, now has made the switch to SD Raiders, and Hills might profit from a bit of a loose pass, but that'll be Radmillo instead. And now Tiana SD Raiders, decent ball, and Tanil, I reckon the flag's going to stay down. So Rani Plummer's got some chasing to do. There's a far post option, who is Bogue. Good positioning from Davidson. Now Mandal. Mandal slides it through, and it is cleared over the sideline by Brooke Hasty. Yes, and by the way, the not 5-0 from our stream game so far, it was Marconi defeating the Spartans by a goal to nil in round 3. But from memory, Justin, Marconi had how many shots? Many shots. I think, yeah, many shots is the answer, yeah. I think the only shock is that it was only 1-0 from that game. But well done to Marconi. Plummer throws it down the line. Chemajar up against a former teammate, Radmillo. That'll be a second Hills throw-in nearest to us in quick succession. That's good now. Did mention SD Raiders having a bye earlier. There was unfortunate news very close to the start of the season. Unfortunately, our friends down at South Nowra, Southeast Phoenix, had to withdraw very late on from the senior component of League One Women's. No, we're not able to field under 23 or first grade teams. So Phoenix just only having teams in Girls Youth League 2 this season. So under 14s, 15s, 16s, and 18s. And Shaberis has the cross blocked by Neville. Shaberis again. Now Woolley flags up this time. And now if you're the multi-screening type, you may already be listening to or watching an NPL women's game, or perhaps many NPL women's games, because I think they're all being played as we speak, with the exception of the washout. And who would have thought a Sydney Olympic home game was washed out? I'm shocked, but that their game will have to be played at a later date. And we'll still have plenty of women's football for you, as is the tradition on a Sunday during the Football New South Wales season. That will run through, and I think it'll be almost the first touch for Nicola Simmons, who also adds to that theme of former Ravens who have now made the switch from the Arctic Circle to the Hillshire. Good turn from Galliini. Does it open up here? Galliini, I think, played it into a gap where none of her teammates were running into, and then that run will be covered. So that's good defending from Berridge. Now Shiberis. She could be a good attacking option for Hills today, even though that pass was off the mark. Shiberis very quick and loves running at defenders. Now again, Mandal the target this time. It's going to be Berridge with the pass back to Simmons. And shall we say, I love it when keepers wear bright colours, and you can't miss Nicola Simmons in that pink jersey. So, 12th minute here. Football New South Wales League One women's match of the round from Valentine Sports Park. 0-0 between Hills United and SD Raiders. I see Raiders right back Amanda Radmiller trying to sneak in around the back, but it's a defensive header from Davidson. Won't settle for Woolley. Now Chemajar. And Chemajar again. Wooten tries to switch it, and Plummer's the player in space. Galliini runs beyond. Plummer might try the safer option, but it's good defending from Hay. And it's interesting. It's the first time I've had the chance to watch Tennille Hay for SD Raiders, but I've seen plenty of her for MacArthur Rams over the last few seasons. She's I think a 2 or 3 time championship winner in the top tier with MacArthur Rams. She's made the switch, as I said, and playing further forwards than she did for the Rams. Mandile tries to turn past Hasty, and Davidson is in the way. Now Galliini. Woolley gets the flick, but no runner to match that flick, and this should be straightforward for Neville. Radmillo, nice skill to loop it over to Mandile, and then her run was not heeded. Mandile aimed the other way, and the ball goes out of play. So there was a game yesterday in this wonderful competition, and I think it was down on the south coast.
with South Coast Flame. I love it when there's a different time slot, just to add a bit of variety to the schedule. But yesterday down at in McLennan Oval, it was South Coast Flame defeating Interlines by 4-1. That's a good venue there down at Kembla Grange as flags up against Mandile. So the other games, I did see a quirk in the fixture list. Well, I mean, let's get straight to that as he'll think about this indirect free kick. We have a St. George FC home game in inverted commas against Camden Tigers at Rondine Memorial Reserve. And, okay. That's, I did not expect to see that when I opened the Dribble app, but thanks to Justin for alerting me of that, as this might break for Wootton, and Wootton shoots, doesn't have the power to trouble Pentecost. But it's the first shot in anger for either side, about 14 minutes on the clock. The rest of that schedule, so the 5 p.m. kickoffs, Bankstown City versus Central Coast Mariners at Jensen Park. There's also Marconi Stallions versus one of Toratuma's former clubs, Sutherland Strikers, on one of the back synthetic fields at Marconi Stadium. And there's actually, it was a late change because there's now a 7 p.m. kickoff. And it's a bit of a derby, this one. Nepean versus Blacktown City at the synthetic field at Jamison Park. And I'm glad they put field 6 on Dribble because Jamison Park has about 400 fields. So, yeah, if you haven't been there, you probably need a bit of extra help with that. Also, a bit of late night football there. And as that ball might bounce over Pentecost, and it's almost a heart attack moment for the visitors. Pentecost recovers in time. And the score stays at 0-0. And by the way, Spartans have the bye this round. Plummer with good defending against Hay, and that'll be a good test of Ronnie Plummer's ability. He's up against Tennille Hay, who looks to be kind of on the right wing position for Raiders today. Decent long throw as well. Now Chemajar. And tries the right idea. Galliani running into space, but it will be a throw-in to today's visitors. Also, and of course, we do like to talk about the whole of women's football when you do one of these streams. But in the top tier, the women's competition, actually 2 games yesterday, and incredible. This doesn't happen too often in Football New South Wales streams, but both, as Woolley controls this, double marked and then can't find a teammate. 2 games in the same day, different venues, called by the same person. So I hope Paletti has some throat lozenges, but we'll actually hold that thought as Hay attacks, and the cross is stopped by Davidson, and Davidson booms one up to Woolley, who can't get the flick on towards a teammate. But yeah, so there's 2 top-tier women's games yesterday. It was a 0-0 draw at the Arctic Circle between Spirit and Stingrays. Although, anyway, once I was watching a women's game between Spirit and Stingrays at Spirit's home ground, the Arctic Circle, and the referee threw up during the game. But that's about as much detail as I'll give for now. That's probably more detail than you wanted. But also yesterday, as Woolley will chase this one, and it runs through to Pentecost, there was also Northern Tigers defeating Bulls FC Academy by 2-1 at North Turramurra Recreation Area. And yes, if you watch the stream, I really hope Northern Tigers can get that stand built soon, because that filming position down there, it's not good. It's like, it's almost in line with the goal line. It's about as far from halfway as you could possibly be. Thankfully, myself and today's camera operator Josh, we are in the perfect position at what is a very good venue for filming. Berich with a throw-in. Good touch from Chemajar. Now Woolley, she will be onside. On the right-hand side, needs some support in the middle, although she could shoot from a tight angle. She does, and hits the side netting. And again, Hill showing more of the intent early on. That was a good try from Gemma Woolley. And by the other women's games, in the top tier at least, as I said, washout between Sydney Olympic and Sydney University. So I've got a feeling I will be calling a midweek game at Petermore Field between those two at some point in the future. But also we had, of course, all of these are streamed. You can, for you multi-screening folk, you can You can watch this one at the same time as watching this game, although my recommendation is mute the other commentator so you can listen to me. But the other games are Newcastle Jets versus Manly United. This is a fascinating one. Mount Druitt Town Rangers, newly promoted, and these two teams would be familiar with Mount Druitt. But yeah, Mount Druitt hosting RPL Leichhardt, UNSW versus MacArthur Rams, and Western City Wanderers versus Gladesville Ravens. And of course, for decent distance on the throw-in, but Davidson heads away. And now there's Chemajar trying to force her way through. SD Raiders get bodies in the way, and then it's charged down the clearance, and Chemajar could be in here. It's a big chance, and it's hooked wide of the target. But again, that's more good work from the hosts. Alan Tassis, while perhaps not being pleased with the finishing, he would be at least pleased with the intent that his team are showing. And SD Raiders almost getting hit with the curse of the X, but their former player has a shot wide of the target. Forward to Tiana, followed by Donaldson. And then Donaldson will win that little duel. Chemajar, did we see a jersey pull? Well, the officials didn't, so we'll go on. And then the ball to Mandal, and Mandal has a wide option, who's Bogue. Bogue, Shabaris back defending. Ball in, and then Plummer just gets it towards halfway. It's a chance for SD Raiders to settle and get some possession, try and stifle some of that Hills momentum. Here's Hay. And Hay off a knee. And yeah, I mean, it was an intentional touch anyway, but you can't have a back pass off the knee. So Simmons knows and can pick that up. Now, for you longer time listeners or watchers of the Football New South Wales League One Women's streams, well, we thank you for your support, myself and Justin and the rest of the Football New South Wales media team, as Hasty clears over the touchline. But yeah, if you are one of those longer time watchers, you would have a woman whose voice you'd be very familiar with, Mel Muscat, did note that she is actually calling that game between UNSW and MacArthur Rams at the wonderfully named Village Green. As Radmillo to Hay, defended there, and then over the sideline. But yes, so Mel Muscat, we call her the professor because of her day job, and who would have thought that the professor would end up at a university? So yes, I stole that joke off Justin, and I'm not sorry about it. Mandal, and to say strong defending from Hills here, now that SD Raiders have tried to make their presence known in this game. Mandal with the throw-in, which is headed by Hasty. And now Hay. Radmillo. Now Mandile, and the cross comes in. Away by Davidson. And then Woolley can't make it stick. Play that went backwards to Duggan. Now forward. Hay was the target, but it's a good header from Plummer. And Galliini, strong in the air as well. Strong work from Wooden, and eventually, well, she wasn't best pleased with the physical attention shown, but she has won the free kick. Hasty. I think this will go long, and it does. Towards Woolley again. Woolley quite tall, so an obvious aerial target for the hosts. But now it's with Bogue instead, but not for long. Berridge gets a foot in there. Now, Tiana. Davidson slices the clearance, luckily from a Hills perspective, goes towards a teammate. Malone, that's a good ball as the two former Rams link up. Now to Neil Hay. And Hay, good cross, and it goes through the keeper. So, bit of a lucky escape for Simmons. But there was no runner for SD Raiders to take advantage. But I think it took a slight touch, possibly off Simmons' fingertips. So the first corner of the game coming up, and it's going to the Raiders. By the way, for those of you that are familiar with the New South Wales Futsal Premier League team, I'm loving just having SD Raiders in this competition and not having another team called Raiders, because that, during the futsal season, that's really confusing. And they're both from Southwest Sydney as well. Anyway, the corner comes in. Keeper's up, doesn't really get anywhere near it. So Hayes challenging for that. Shoots. Well, might even, I'm not sure, maybe that Tennille Hayes shot hit a teammate. And anyway, he'll survive. And it's good to see the floodlights are on now well before sunset. Malone. And after that, a bit of a scramble in the central part of the field. Now it's tracked by Knight. Knight, under pressure, just goes over the sideline. Thrown to Shabaris. Now, that's good defending in there. Raiders well aware of what the threat Shabaris provides, but the ball over the top. Well, the flag's going to stay down, so Pentecost shows good command of the penalty area and gathers it right at the edge of the box. But in that last phase of play, Shabaris got the ball, and there was pressure immediately on her, forcing her backwards, which is good defending from the Raiders. Header from Gallieni. Forward by Malone. Gallieni back to Plummer. Oh, good target play by Woolley to leave it for Chemajar. Now here's Shabaris. And she shoots from range and it's going to dip in. And Isabella Shabaris opens the scoring for Hills United. And it's a wonderful goal, looping up and into the top corner. And the league leaders have struck first. What a wonderful strike. And Shabaris with a strike that was as delicious as a pastizzi. And the Hills United faithful absolutely love that. So it's Hills United 1, SD Raiders 0. So there, I'm just doing some quick maths, although that, good, my intelligence, this is always a risky proposition. Hills United, they've only conceded 1 goal so far, which is a credit to the whole team, because of course defending is a team effort. But since conceding late in round 1 against the Flame, that strike by Shabaris means that would now be their... Oh god, this is going to take a while. As Tiana deals with multiple defenders, this is... Oh no, I'm really struggling here. Shot from range, which that's the goal scorer, Shabaris, putting Knight under pressure, and it ends up being easy for Simmons. Come on, Eric, you can do this. It's their 15th goal without reply since round 1, the end of that round 1 game, which is very, very impressive. Here's Malone. The clearance from Hasty accidentally hits Wooten. And now that's Berridge for Hills. Woolley returns the favour. This is Berridge's first chance to roam from right back. She's double marked, but she's going to try and hold down R2. Leaves Knight on the synthetic turf, and that is a corner kick. Great run from Helena Berridge. Fullbacks need to show the initiative and be more than just defenders, and that is what the number 13 did. So Chemajar will be across to take this corner kick. So Shabaris for Hills. There's the nuisance player closest to the goalkeeper. There's a signal. Into a good area just over Davidson, and then Wooden volleys wide. Pentecost goes sideways, short off the goal kick. And a great synthetic surface like this. And it has been relayed, this is a new synthetic surface. Tennille Hare playing it forward. Header from Donaldson. Now Radmiller towards Mandal. Now that could be an interesting ball for Bogue. Simmons is off her line. And that whistle was on field 3. So apologies if people get fooled by that. It's kind of like filming at the Arctic Circle or other venues with 2 fields close to each other. But there is, well, if you did hear that whistle, there's like League 2 men's action between. I I should have paid more attention. Herschel, Zagreb, and Fraser Park. Yeah, that's so yeah, pretty standard Valentine Sports Park experience. I mean, the only surprise is that the grass field one behind us isn't being used as well. Now, Shiberos. And, well, a bit of hesitation to allow Gallieni in at the back post, but she can't find Woolley with the cross. And it's the Raiders who take it away. Now, Hey, Davidson would look over the shoulder to see where Mandar was. Donaldson's under pressure from Tiana and loses out. Now, Tiana. Great ball to Bogue. And now Berridge is hassling. Simmons is brave and diving. It's going to be a penalty. It's going to be a penalty for Elena Berridge. And, oh, well, it's a yellow card. And I think the ref reached for the wrong card. So that's, of course, if you rule denial of a clear goal scoring opportunity these days, it cannot, and it's a penalty, it cannot also be a red card. So Elena Berridge does get to stay on the field, but it's a chance to equalize from the spot for the Raiders number 10, Tiana. And Tiana, the player who did create that opportunity with a great pass for Bogue. So Tiana up against Simmons. And it's 1-1. Sends the keeper the wrong way. It's a beautiful spot kick. SD Raiders weren't behind for too long, only about 5 minutes or so, and they have found an equalizing goal. And there we go. For the first time in a League One Women's Match of the Round this season, both teams have scored. And Justin Davies celebrating, having stuff to write about, I presume. Yes. Actually, this is a very... no, this occurred to me as Hills kick off. Justin and I being here today, very appropriate for this particular matchup because he lives near Ernie Smith Reserve, the former home ground of SD Raiders, and I live in the Hillshire. So you got balance. It's okay, everyone. It's okay. Gallieni through to Woolley, who was kind of on her heels a bit, and that's what allowed it to be an easy gather for Pentecost. Now, handball shouts, although, I'll be honest, from my view, I'm not sure who was doing the shouting. But anyway, we'll go on. And Hasty with a possibly loop pass. Davidson has to be quick, and she decides safety first, so this should be another gather for Pentecost. Anyway, past the half-hour mark here in Glenwood. And if you've missed any of the action, of course, the joy of YouTube streaming, you can just click backwards on the stream and see what you missed. But here's 1-1 in the League One Women's Match of the Round between Hills United and SD Raiders. Eric Subiani here. Delighted to be on commentary. And when I got the email saying I had this game, I thought, yes, I'm so glad that I don't even have to ask for what I want these days. I just get it. Which is a big thank you to our fearless leader in the Football New South Wales media, the Greek god of Football New South Wales, Mark Stavroulakis. But as Hay leaves Plummer on the ground, and Hay crosses, doesn't get to Tiana because of a crucial header from Davidson. Knight back into the middle towards Tiana, and the shot, the flag's up. The flag's up. Wouldn't have counted anyway. Yes, of course, if you missed any of the action, watch it back later, but it was Isabella Chaberos with a lovely long-range strike to open the scoring for Hills United, about 24th minute or so. Then a 29th minute or so penalty from Tiana has leveled the scores, and that's how we got to where we are. As Angela de Poubet on the far side, can't miss her with that fluoro orange bib. And this could be awkward, possibly, for Duggan. Wooten now takes over. There's a good foot in there, I think, from Malone, to at least slow the attack down. Now Chemajar. Donaldson for Hills. Berridge lets it run across her body. Now go on another run. Wins the throws, but that's good defending from Bogue, a player who won the penalty. That led to the Tiana equalizer for the visitors. Now, Chemajal offside. And go, and you know what? I mean, we have to let the play flow, but I'm kind of liking this, well, the lack of a directive. If you've watched any recent A-League men, you'll know that they take an eternity to put up the flag for moves these days. The directive is to wait for the move to finish, I believe. But yeah, perhaps that's a bit, for me that's a bit too much, but this is a bit more kind of the flag going up in line with the event that led to the offside. Great header from Davidson. Woolley almost got on the end of it. Now it will be Neville to Radmillo. And Radmillo sees that Hay is free, and Hay will be quick enough to keep it in. What can she do while the sun shines here at Valentine Sports Park? Well, it's a good tackle from Brooke Hasty, central defender, who actually saw, it's a good play from Hasty, saw that Plummer was out of position and moved across to cover. Hasty, I think she's won the throw, and yep, she has, off Radmillo. Now it's a tumble and a sore one, possibly for Chemajal. So let's see, might have a break in play. It was awkward. SD Raiders player accidentally falling on top of her, but yeah, it's good to see everyone's good to continue. Throw in off Hay. When in doubt, throw it down the line. And you just gain about 10 meters. And again. Let's see how far up the field Ronnie Plummer can get with this. Oh, that's a couple of Falcons there, and we're going to have to stop the play. Yeah, I think Harris is fine, but yeah, the ref just got to take player welfare seriously, especially with any kind of suspected head injury. But yeah, that was unfortunate and quite awkward. It looked like it might have hit. Woolley, well, near the face. I think Gemma Woolley's fine, but yeah, uncontested drop ball to SD Raiders. And then Hay goes long, but too long for her teammates. And the breeze has picked up, which it's a little bit. Luckily, this breeze and this wind isn't too strong. For those of you who've ever worked in retail or hospitality, you know when it's a windy day, it's going to be a bad day because the wind makes people mad. But we've actually got good conditions, and actually I'm liking the view we get because there are some very nice sunsets here at Valentine Sports Park in this stand facing this direction, or for this particular field facing this direction in the late afternoon and early evenings. As there's the throw into Malone. I think that's Knight playing it centrally. There's a shot from Bogue. Now Plummer will try and run it out of the box under pressure, first from Radmillo, then there's Hay. And Hay crosses but didn't get the whip she required. And it's out for a goal kick. Now, let's see, I mean, multitasking was never my strong point. I mean, those of you that know me well are surprised that always surprised that I can do one thing at a time, to be honest. Let me look through the YouTube app, look at the streams and see what's happening. I'll have to go around the grounds. Let's see what's happening in the top tier, the NPL women's competition. As there's the short goal kick to Davidson, and then I think that's going to go well. Oh, Angela, she's going to get it. Oh, she almost got a touch. Oh, almost. Maybe next time, Angela. But, there's some kind of scenes at Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility with the Jets leading Manly by 2-1 and Manly down to 10 players. Ah, well, that's, yes. As the shot, that's unlucky. Standing foot gave way. SD Raiders really buoyed by that equalizer. Gaining some momentum as Malone finds Tiana. Now it's Bogue. And Bogue shoots, and it was a good run to weave her way past a couple of defenders. Shot goes over. Now, of course, when I go into the YouTube app, and give live updates, of course, it does come with the disclaimer. You hope that the Data Scout is entering things in correctly, because there aren't it's like I got a more than 99% accuracy rate, but mistakes have happened with scores that have lasted towards full time. Harris commits the foul there, but we assume the Jets are leading 2-1 over Manly. Good friend Mel Muscat has seen the University of New South Wales teach their opponents a lesson. They're leading by 2-0 over MacArthur Rams, early part of the second half there. Now Mandel target forward work, finds Bogue, left-hand side. Tracked by Davidson. Davidson prevents the cross. Excellent play. It's still goalless at Popondetta Park between Mount Druitt Town Rangers and RPL Leichhardt. Actually, I did see, so I got to know quite a few people at RPL Leichhardt. It was, generally speaking, inner West folk don't like going to Popondetta, with the exception of their first grade captain, Ashley Crofts, and her family, who are from there. And they were absolutely loving this fixture when I told. When I was having a chat with them a couple of weeks ago. Now, okay, at Wanderers Football Park, looks like it's on the synthetic there at the Rudy Hill Turf Farm. The kids in red and black leading the Ravens by 1-0. And Wanderers, as Mandel will chase that. Crosses blocked by Davidson. And the shot goes over, and meanwhile, the world's most optimistic handball shout from a spectator in the crowd. I mean, that was as optimistic as the last time I asked someone out on a date, to be honest. The short goal kick from Hills. And now, well, the pressure works out. Tayana got there ahead of Galliini. The two number 10s going head-to-head. Cross, but Chemajar reads it. Here's Hay, looking to keep it alive. Harris, good work just to keep it away from Woolley. Finding Knight. And Knight, interesting ball, especially with this wind. But who's it off last? The folk of the Hills are perplexed, to say the least, but it will be a corner to SD Raiders. By the way, just to complete that thought, the youngsters in red and black leading Ravens by 1-0 early in the second half. Actually, I've seen them. They're a good team. They got Wanderers got a lot of good young quick players. I do wonder if that goal. I wonder if they hit the Ravens in transition there. But I'll have to see. I'll watch the stream later and find out. Bogue trotting across the synthetic field to take this corner. And it'll take a hop. And Hills defended now. As I like to say, an attacking set piece is an opportunity for both teams to score. As SD Raiders rush back, but the ball isn't quite right. And Chemajar was never going to catch up to that one. Of course, we like promoting these streams, so might as well do an early plug for next week's League One Women's match of the round. I'm going to assume it's a 5 p.m. kickoff, as is the traditional time slot for this. Oh, well, not traditional. It's the new first. Sorry, my bad. It's the new first grade time slot for this competition. Tayana taken over here. That, well, it'll find Davidson. But, yeah, look to next week. I'll just double check. Yes, it is next week's featured match from this wonderful division, the women's second tier in New South Wales. A 5 p.m. kickoff at Majors Bay Reserve between Interlions and Central Coast Mariners. And I would give the commentator a plug, except I don't know who it is. So, a bit of a mystery bag, that one, but I'm sure it'll be an enjoyable watch for you. Hey, as Hasty clears. Of course, that round 6 match of the round. Oh, hey, he lost a footing, and that's given Shabaris an opportunity to charge down the near side. Woolley will have to think about how she can get past the defense. A great recovery run from Tennille Hay, bailing her team out. It will be a corner for Hills. There's a lesson to all the kids out there. I mean, that's unfortunate. Everyone falls over from time to time, but she didn't throw her hands up. She pin the ears back, and catching up to Isabella Chaberos is no mean feat. Good defending, and now SD Raiders can reorganise. By the way, next week's League One Women's Match of the Round, Inter versus Central Coast Mariners, 5 p.m. Sunday, 6th of April. Chemajar will take this corner. Hill's second of the afternoon. It's up to the far post, and, well, bit of a bobble there, but nothing that will hurt SD Raiders. And Pentecost gathers. By the way, while I'm in a mood to talk about upcoming streams, guess what? It's self-promotion time, because 2 weekends from now, Sunday, 13th of April, I'll be calling the League One Women's Match of the Round, and everyone loves a derby. It's a Blacktown derby between the Spartans and Blacktown City from Blacktown Football Park. That's a 5 p.m. kickoff on Sunday, the 13th of April, as that'll be easy for SD Raiders to wrangle, and is cleared by Pentecost in the end. Yes. I like a trip to the shipping container at Rudy Hill, and you'll hear my voice for Blacktown Spartans versus Blacktown City, Sunday, 13th of April. Good switch. Bogue is 1-on-1 with Berridge. Cuts inside. Bogue shoots. It's a great block from Davidson. Flew and I think almost got a head in the way. That's incredible play, and you can see why she is the Hills United captain, because she threw herself at that like a goalkeeper would, and she has protected the goalkeeper excellently there. Now that be straightforward, and Simmons, big, nice, clear shout, and she will take over. Not even bothering to use the gloves, at least for now. What do you call that shade of pink that Nicholas Simmons is wearing? Bubblegum pink? It's very bright. Justin Davies agrees. Good play from Hills, releasing Rani Plummer. And Tennille Hay, they're crunching, but clean tackle. Plummer stays down, so we'll keep an eye on her. Chemajar, now they'll go on. Plummer still on the ground, but Chemajar attacking the left side of the box. And crosses, can't find Woolley. And now, Hay, I'm sure if Hay deliberately left that out. And, yes. Now, of course, the chat in the two technical areas, that is not, that's actually our whistle. So, yeah, the first half has flown by, and it's 1-1 between Hills United and SD Raiders as the teams head to the dressing sheds. Isabella Chaberos opened the scoring for Hills United with a brilliant long-range strike at about the 24th minute, but 5 minutes later, the Raiders had their equalizer via the penalty spot from Tayana. This is Eric Subihano on the mic from Valentine Sports Park. We'll take a short break, and then we'll be back for the second half. See you soon. Welcome back to our coverage of the Football New South Wales League One Women's Match of the Round from Valentine Sports Park. It is currently 1-1 between Hills United and SD Raiders. Isabella Chaberas scoring for Hills. SD Raiders goal coming from Tiana. They're about to begin the second half. SD Raiders attacking the... Oh God, I forgot, lost my sense of direction. The southern end? Yeah, the southern end of this field, the car park end. Oh, it is Hills going from left to right as we see things. Eric Subihanu here. And as the sun gets lower in the sky and the temperature starts to drop, will the action heat up here in this featured game for the women's second tier? Davidson slices one into the stand. And safe hands from that particular spectator. Although the distribution, and he... It's a little bit of a light razzing from both head coach Alan Tassers of Hills and the assistant Paul. So from that spectator, the handling was excellent. The distribution, not so much. It's like Woolley under pressure from Duggan, coughs it up. Here's Harris. Then Hasty will misses out, but it is Plummer and now Gallieni. Now that's running through, and is Pentecost the ball, but Radmiller got it at an awkward height. Hay trying to keep it alive, but it's Hasty who prevents Tennille Hay from getting a run at it. Now, of course, if you've been a long-time follower of all the various Football New South Wales competitions, this field completely out of action last year. Until... Sorry, Dustin, Champion of Champions, was it here last year? Yeah, that's right, I was trying to... Yeah. Until last year's Football New South Wales Champion of Champions for all the grassroots league winners, but... Yeah, this pitch was being relayed. It was due for a resurface. And now it is... it was just... it was a bit awkward for us. This pitch couldn't be used. That was the final year of Football New South Wales Institute in the women's top tier as Jess Wooten finds Isabella Chaberas, and the grass pitch behind us got very worn very quickly. The deflection might favour Wooten, and Wooten is defended against by Brittany Duggan. There's Harris. And Harris, but there's a clearance, and that almost hits. It's I think it was Davidson again with a clearance. With a clearance that hits, it's not quite the roof, but kind of, because on top of us there's office buildings. This is Football New South Wales headquarters, and now today we have discovered that those office buildings are well within range for a Aisling-Davidson clearance. I once saw her kick a ball into Toongabbie Creek when Hills United were actually playing the SD Raiders at Landon Stadium. So... Harris from range, and it'll swing wide. And yes, it's good to have this field back, and of course a newer synthetic field. They do, I think from memory, when they're freshly laid, they perhaps run a bit slower than usual. So, but I think the ball will still run a bit more freely and a bit quicker than a lot of the pitches in this division. So it's good to have a new surface here back at Football New South Wales headquarters, the way it should be. Now that will spin in. Will it go out for a goal kick? Hasty wants to shepherd. The ball's not really cooperating. Comes to a complete standstill. So Mandal now putting the pressure on, and Hills give it away to Hay. Hay then fouls Shemaja, and it is a free kick. Now, and I mentioned Landon Stadium earlier. That reminds me, time to do some long-range promotion of upcoming streams. And on the Easter Sunday, Sunday 20th of April, by the way, if you're wondering, is that Catholic Easter or Orthodox Easter? They're both the same weekend this year. Incredible. But Easter Sunday, Sunday 20th of April, featured game from Landon Stadium. It is Blacktown City versus Bankstown City. There's one to chase for Amanda Radmillo. And the media personality next to me, Justin Davies, will have the commentary for that one. And Justin, you got clear air. It's the only stream that day. It's like basically the only football New South Wales game that day on an Easter Sunday. Yes. Pressure's on, Justin. Especially as I will be there, and I'll just be glaring at Justin for 90 minutes. And I want to generate the kind of judgment that you can feel without even looking at me. That's what I'm. Yes. By the way, you want a pizza beforehand? No, we'll talk about it later. Yeah. But that's there for 3 weeks' time. And now, Jess Wooden is going to have a chat to the referee. And it's definitely warning body language, no more. But it is Helena Berridge who remains the only player in the notebook for either side after concession of that penalty from which SD Raiders equalised. Good header for the Raiders. Donaldson. Can't find a teammate. Now Bogue, and it's an interesting run. Radmillo is chasing it. So is Simmons, and it's a very clear shout. Teams love it when keepers have clear communication. Now Shabaris nearest to us. Shabaris threads it almost all the way through to Woolley, and then Woolley could have benefited from the deflection, but Neville, the captain for the Raiders, was alert and is back with the keeper, Pentecost. Now, but then it's given away, and Chemazar charging into the box. Big chance for Chemazar, and it's saved. Saved. So corner kick coming up. That's another Chemazar chance against their old team. Good save from Pentecost. By the way, while I'm promoting, if we can thank, and by the way, thanks to Football New South Wales media manager, the Golden Greek, Mark Stavroulakis. He's given us our roster up to the end of April. This is amazing. So now I've got to think about my availabilities for May, but it's good to get so much notice. But first up is corner kick. I think that's Chemazar taking it in the far corner. And delivery's decent. Davidson's up there and heads wide, but yeah, an untracked run. We've seen how excellent Aisling is in a defensive sense when the ball's in the air, but he's good for a few goals every season from set pieces. So actually from memory, she has scored in a stream game in the past as Shabaris crosses, but that's going to be a goal kick. And yeah, I wonder if SD Raiders might try something different and mark Davidson a bit tighter at the next set piece that they have to defend. Brief reminder of the lineups, because I'm pretty sure neither team made a sub at halftime, just having had a look at the shirt numbers. Yes, at least. Ooh. Yeah, okay, so no subs for either side, I reckon. So, yes, as SD Raiders play it out, just a reminder for who's out there for Hills United. Keeper is Nicholas Simmons. Back four from left to right. Number 5, Ronnie Plummer. Number 6, Brooke Hasty. Number 3, just playing that ball then, Hills captain Aisling Davidson. And number 13, Helena Berridge. I think it's almost 5 in midfield. The deepest of them being number 8, Bella Donaldson. Then kind of a 4 more attacking midfielders in front of her. So from left to right, that would be number 10, Bianca Galliani. Number 14, Ellen Rosenberg-Chemazar. Number 12, Jess Wooden, and number 11, Isabella Shabaris, the Hills goal scorer for today. And up front for Hills, number 7, Gemma Woolley. Another Hills quarter. And Davidson up from the back. Hastie's up from the back. She's also scored in a stream game in the past. Now, here we go. Another good delivery. Once again, Davidson's the closest, but that's great. Defending in the air from Tiana. And Mandile up into the grey early evening sky, and it should be Hills when it settles. Now Davidson. And Davidson finds Shabaris with acres of space. Shabaris tried to go for the early ball. Kind of a right idea with space in behind. Didn't wrap a foot around it, though. Easy for Pentecost. Oh, that reminds me. SD Raiders lineup out there. So in goal for them is Natasha Pentecost. 4 at the back from left to right. That's number 8, Lane Knight. Number 19, Brittany Duggan. Number 6, Jessica Neville, their captain. And number 5, Amanda Radmillo. 3 in the midfield. Number 18, Maddie Malone. Number 2, Sharina Harris. Number 10, Tiana. And then left wing, number 7, Abigail Bogue. We'll hold that thought. Here's the Hills, number 7. Shoots and is blocked by Tennille Hay. Great recovery run. But yes, that SD Raiders attack is number 7, Abigail Bogue on the left. On the right is number 31, Tennille Hay. And up front, as the centre forward, is number 14, Sarah Mandel. Shaberas, very, very open and onside as well. What are her options in the middle? Low cross towards Woolley, but cleared. Now it's starting to open up here. In the 55th minute. 1-1, everything to play for between these two teams, expected to challenge at the end of the season. Now the flag's up, this time against Mandal, but I think we actually won't stop it because Nicholas Simmons has the ball. The way, and just an early teaser, because the greatest cup competition in the world, the Sapphire Cup, the knockout competition for women's teams in the Football New South Wales area, it is... as that will run through, and that's just going to end up being a goal kick, I think. But the draw has been done. From memory, Hills United have a bye to round 3, but plenty of round 1 and round 2 actions for round 2 games have been drawn but not yet scheduled. But looking at the dribble app, SD Raiders have got their cup game scheduled. It is on Wednesday, the 16th of April at Chirilla Reserve. They are hosting South Coast Flame in an all League 1 women's game, so that is going to be a good one. And of course, Flame very successful in the round 2 stream game where they defeated Blacktown by 5-0. And while we're on that, actually, it's Nate Knight, good throw, headed away by Donaldson. Yeah, but while we're on that Sapphire Cup note, go Bats. But also Hills United had great success in that competition last season, reaching the quarterfinals, and they were unlucky, to say the least, in a home quarterfinal at Bella Vista Public School against Sydney University from the top tier. Was there a shot from former Hills player Kaylee Shannon that crossed the line and wasn't given? It's not really for me to say, is it now? Well, double sub coming up. So it's going to be number 9, Amelia Savetta, and number 4, Mia Masteris, replacing number 14, Sarah Mandile, and also I'll see who the other players to make way. That's going to be, well, it's going to have to be doing this by process of elimination. She's gone straight down the tunnel. So Justin thinks it's Lane Knight, number 8. You know what? Reckon you're right, Justin. But anyway, Amelia Savetta, number 9 for Raiders, just on, former Blacktown City player. And Mia Masteris wearing number 4. There's another Masteris. Angelina Masteris is also on the bench, and as that should be covered well, a bit of hesitation. Woolley might have a chance here. Duggan, in the end, has the scramble. There's a bit of miscommunication between her and the goalkeeper. Now Malone playing it forward. Bogue wins the free kick. Of course, seeing Angelina Masteris on the team sheet reminds me of last year, just when she was at Blacktown City, and we're hanging out with them post-game, and she decided to interrogate Justin Davies. She felt like she wasn't getting good enough write-ups, and honestly, I've never seen Justin so uncomfortable in my life. Yeah. Squirming like a school kid who's got in some very big trouble, some very, very big trouble, and it is hilarious. It makes me laugh every time I think of it, because to be honest, it's what Justin deserves. So... Imagine if players did that with my commentary. Probably best if I remain incognito. Knight with a tackle that is subtle as subtle as some of my jokes, and Berridge takes a tumble and wins the free kick. So looking at that double sub, so it looks like Mia Masteris is the direct replacement for Lane Knight at left back. So that's, if the other one's a like-for-like swap, that would... Amelia Savetta would be at centre forward, it looks like, or a direct replacement for Sarah Mandile. So, different approach. Doesn't have the height that Mandile does, but a very quick player with a lot of potential, I remember from seeing Amelia Savetta at Blacktown. So, yeah, something different for Hills to think about over the remaining half hour of this. It's been a great contest here at Valentine Sports Park, and plenty to play for. And we know SD Raiders would know more than anyone after winning a premiership by 1 point last season that the these things, both the Premiership and the Club Championship, which decides promotion, they can come down to very, very fine margins. Now, pitch pretty much floodlit by now. Donaldson to take this free kick. And it's got height to aim at. Here's the delivery. And takes a touch. Hills might have a chance, though. The flag's up. Pentecost was brave anyway. But the flag is up. And the chance is gone for the hosts. If you just joined us, Eric Subihana here with the commentary from Glenwood, Football New South Wales headquarters. 1-1 between Hills United and SD Raiders. And the League One Women's Match of the Round. Goals. And for Hills United, it was the player they call the Maltese Messi, Isabella Chaberas, who scored a lovely long-range strike for the opener. And after that, soon after that, it was Tiana for SD Raiders, equalising from the spot. And Hills coach Alan Tassis cooking up a double substitution of his own soon. I think I see Monique Holder about to come on. And that should be Simmons' ball. Nothing for Abigail Bo's late far post run. And Simmons with a nice throw to give Berridge something to run at. Berridge back. Chaberas, deeper than we usually see her, but she'll have a run anyway. Now Berridge has something to chase, but it's going to be too straight, and Pentecost will just let it run over the goal line. Now, as I said, it was clear. We got about 60 minutes of clear football, and the drizzle has come. The drizzle has come back, but so I think I referenced the under-23 game earlier, which Hills United won by 2-1. Some great goalkeeping from Hills keeper and Philippines youth international Alexis Tan. But anyway, here's the ball. Woolley holds him off. Has she got options? She does. And at the far post, it's Gallieni. And it's Hay once again, who tracked a late run. Got a body in the way. You can see that top-tier experience as a championship-winning defender with MacArthur Rams. A multiple championship-winning defender. She read the play perfectly. And now her team has the chance. Berridge has to hurry because Bogue flags up. So they're mic'd up. So... yes, and there we go. Well, the refs aren't mic'd up, I suspect, then, at this level. But, you know, perhaps that's for the best given these conditions, to not have electronic equipment on your head. But, yeah. And of course, Abigail Berg ending up affecting the play from Berridge, but she was offside and gained an advantage. So we'll have this free kick. And those two new plays for Hills, continuing to wait as it's dropped over the top for Chaberas. Nice ball towards Woolley. It might break for Chemajar. Has a bit of a stumble, and then it was a bit awkward in the end. And Pentecost has the ball. She can pick it up in the floodlights. It's a very tricky conditions. It's kind of light misty rain with the breeze, with a decent breeze that kind of almost goes sideways. Thankfully, it's not going towards us, but for a brief moment in the under-23 game, those of us in the stand had some decent rain heading straight into our face. And I'm glad, well, oh no. Anyway, so, and just realised, because it is near 7 p.m, so we will have full-time scores. We can go around the grounds for full-time scores in the NPL Women's New South Wales competitions. There's definitely been action. And big action, firstly, as we'll see Amanda Radmillo. Oh god, I'm not getting any younger. I might, if these conditions get worse, I might struggle to see the far side. I'll do my best, people. But it was late. Looks like thankfully this this punishing tutorial from MacArthur Rams is almost over. UNSW leading by 3-0 in the closing stages. Presumably more excellent work from Mel Muscat, a great commentator. Well, I've seen us score. I'm going to wait for full time before I talk about that one, but it's full time at Lake Macquarie Regional Football Facility, and Manly United down to 10 players, but they have come from behind to beat the Jets by 3-2, a result that is making me think of a particular meme involving Michael Jordan. Yeah, you know which one that is. Anyway. Now, Bogue shoots. Davidson gets in the way. Berridge has an awkward bouncing ball to deal with. And Justin, just keep an eye on that Popondetta Park string for me. Just that's definitely a scoreline. Now, and by the way, okay, well, I will still wait for full time with that one, but anyway, as my friend me. Anyway, by the way, thank you to my friend Megan for giving me a much-needed hot chocolate from the canteen. I'm actually thankful they're still open, but I suppose we've got 2 fields going at the moment, so that's why. But yeah, it's getting cold. I do need this. Thank you, Megan. Now, sideways to Duggan off the goal kick. Harris finds a nice pocket of space, of course, as players tire. The spaces are going to get larger and larger, so this is where midfield composure will be key for the 2 teams. Gallieni, good ball. Speaking of composure in midfield, Shaberis. 1-on-1 with the new player, Mia Masteris. Oh, great work. And finds a cross, and it almost was there for Wooten at the back post, but she couldn't quite reach. What a run and cross from Shaberis. The player who scored the opener for Hills nearly set up a second goal, nearly put her side back in front. We are going to have that Hills United double sub. Number 25, Monique Holder, is going to come on, and as soon as that other player takes the bib off, it will also be number 37, Zaira Plabani. So good shift from Elena Berridge. She makes way, but she is also in a yellow card, so that might have affected Alan Tass's decision. Plabani's gone straight to right back to replace Berridge, and Monique Holder is going to replace Gemma Woolley. Put a good shift in up front. So I see Monique Holder is going to be an attacking midfielder, and that has pushed Jess Wooten up to centre forward for Hills, a position that she is very, very, very familiar with. Now, by the way, Monique Holder, I reckon, the best shooter in this competition. Left foot and right foot as well. Now I didn't. Awkward back pass, and Simmons lets it loop up over a foot, but it doesn't cross the line. Well, it's at that end, both keepers have had heart palpitations. Both got away with it, though. It's full time at Popondetta Park. What a scoreline for the newly promoted team. Mount Druitt Town Rangers, formerly of League One Women's, of course. They have beaten the defending club champions, defending club champions Apia Leichhardt by 2-0. They had only scored 1 goal going into this game in 3 games, but they've scored twice against Apia. They've kept their their 4th consecutive clean sheet. But hang on, here's Chemazar, good time run and shoots, hits the side netting. So Mount Druitt, after 4 games, still yet to concede. 2 wins and 2 draws. They're on 8 points, and Justin is telling me that the second goal was scored by Monique Holder's sister Claire. No, first one was scored by Monique. And and that the second goal, which I think was very late in the piece, scored by, I think, a player formerly of this division as well, Rukaya Al-Faraje, formerly of Bankstown City. So we're midway through the second half here. There's games finishing in the top tier, and that, I'm sure the Serbian Martin Tyler, Nikola Pozda enjoyed calling that one. Perhaps, and I'll tell you what, I would recommend that Apia folks stay out of the Facebook comments this week. Anyway, let's move on. They're not going to listen to this. Don't worry about that. Now, potentially overrun by Hay, but I think she got a bit of a block from a teammate legally, and Hay running through the center of the field. Couldn't thread it through. Plabani was well positioned. Now, Shaberis. The run ahead from Wooten. Wooten is tracked by the defense. Wooten tries to play it past Neville. And then the second defender, that's Duggan, doing well here. And so go full time at the synthetic at Rudy Hill Turf Farm. Western Sydney Wanderers are beating Gladesville Ravens by 2-1. That's their second win for the new team that's new to this competition. They're the replacement for Football New South Wales Institute. Wooten crosses as a header that goes backwards, but Pentecost can use the gloves. I'm thinking of Natasha Pentecost and thinking of that name. It's amusing. It's nice to see her with Easter approaching, but I mean, would have been more appropriate if I had watched her play in round 15, which is roughly 7 weeks after Easter. If there's one viewer who understands that reference, I'll be happy. It's SD Raider sub coming up, number 22, Erin Phelan. For those of you that know the Dribble app, and look at the lineups on that, no, that is not a Bulldogs jersey she's wearing. I will investigate, but yes, every time I see that, I think of the the Bulldogs, the rugby league team, but I think it's some other community club. That blue V on that otherwise white jersey. Very distinctive pattern. Yes. Erin Phelan and her wonderful Irish-sounding name will have to wait for this Hills United free kick, just in front of the centre circle. Just over 20 minutes remaining, and doesn't go over the back line. Hastie's now chasing this one, trying to prevent a counter-attack. Wooten's across well against Masteris. Now, how are the runners? Wooten can't pick one out. Radmillo and Plabani, another good intercept. She's been good since coming on. Wooten threads it through. Here's Monique Holder. Neville's in position. Now, can Galliani step in? She almost stole it from Harris. Now, Tennille Hay. And Hay can't find a teammate. Good turn there. And a good use of speed as well. Now, is that onside? Galliani chases. It will be Pentecost. That whistle is from field 3, not here. So, but Pentecost, more good goalkeeping. And then actually, we'll bring it back for a free kick. Okay, so another Hills set piece coming up. Erin Phelan continues to wait, and I think Boyan Radmillo doesn't want to sub at a defensive set piece. There's a yellow card. I've done a Chris Kamara because I'm not sure for who it was. And that is a Justin Davies issue for the match report. So someone from SD Raiders has a card. This is the service I provide. Don't look at me. It's your job to watch as well. Anyway, Hill set piece up and not quite cleared, but those two will work it between them, and Radmillo outside of the futsal style, and SD Raiders can at least step up. Work back by Hills to Davidson. Davidson's too long. Now, yep, so that sub's going to come now, and let's see. So it's going to be Maddie Malone. Who gets a bit of an early mark. She's been tidy in central midfield for SD Raiders. Erin Phelan's the replacement. Now, for you A-League women fans, if you're wondering about that surname, yes, that is Darcy's younger sister. And so both Malone sisters wearing green. Darcy, of course, shall we say, the undisputed star of the Canberra United A-League women's team. I think that's fair. And don't at me. And Maddie Malone doing a good job for SD Raiders. Now, Davidson from way out, and that is... yes. So Aisling Davidson, she's hit the office building with a clearance. She's sent one into the dam behind that northern goal. And it is... Perhaps I'm a bit fortunate that... I wonder what... If Aisling Davidson... I mean, you know what? I'd back Aisling Davidson to, with a clearance, hit one of those houses that we can see opposite us, even though they are quite some way away. Thank you to Justin Davies for not littering. Thank you. Thank you for using the facility bins. The venue, the Valentine Sports Park venue staff will be very appreciative. Fun fact, Courtney Vine used to do that job. Yes, you know her, the winning penalty in the World Cup quarterfinal for the Matildas. Yep, she used to work here. Awkward for Shabaris. She gets it back. And I think another Hills player is going to come on. Now, that's Hills on the far side. Up against Hay. Hay wins the duel. Now, it's a loose touch which Tiana will take over. Through his feeling, the new substitute. Big shout from Masteris, but it went the other way to Bogue. And then Galliani tackling, but there's a shot. Savetta, I think it was, who was out wide, tried from a difficult position, and it goes across the face of goal. So I wonder who's about to come on. It doesn't look like Ellen Berrios, so the options, because it's not legendary football and futsal keeper Sarah Easthope that's getting ready to come on. So it's either Rachel Glendenning or Zoe Murdoch. And when they take that bib off, I'll let you know. by the way, on that note, I mean, she's not starting, and Sarah Easthope, former first grade captain, and in her 3 years as a first grade starting keeper, I'll hold that thought as it's. Oh no! Well, I've had a honking because it is actually Ellen Barrios. Well, that's a shocker from me. Add that to the list. Ellen Barrios looks like a straight swap. She's going to replace Jess Wooden up front for Hills, chasing this game with the final 15 minutes plus whatever time added on the referee chooses to add. And Barrios straight into the action. She's a good option. Plenty of experience in this division. Both with Ellen Barrios, both with Hills United and her former club, at least one of her former clubs, Nepean FC. A Hills United player who used to be at Nepean FC. Who would have thought? Anyway, SD Raiders throw in, and Tiana plays it off Donaldson, who has been tracking and doing a diligent work tracking Tiana, who's so dangerous, and one of the focal points of the SD Raiders attack. Donaldson really matching her in this game now in the early evening. Now that not going to be a corner, it's going to be a throw in right by the corner flag. Master is she coming up with some kind of Megan Campbell light? Is she going to go long, or is it a short-ish throw with a decent flick, I think, from Phelan? But then there's a short pull that even my old eyes could see. Chemajar with the defending and then winning the free kick. By the way, it just occurred to me. Madrid kept another clean sheet in the top tier, but yeah, so that therefore means they stopped the Queen of Blacktown, Ashley Crofts, women's first grade captain for Apia, from scoring. That is quite difficult to do. I know some people who could learn that skill. Anyway, no, I'm not explaining that one. First time pass, handball shout for Hills, not heeded. Tiana battling away, but it ends up with Davidson. Plabani. Shaberos. And it goes back to Hasty. Hasty with the flick. Barrios gets the flick. Now, did Plabani stay onside? Well, it's not going to matter. Pentecost is out to gather the ball. And you know what? Pentecost has been excellent today. Very, not really kind of what we normally associate with a great goalkeeping performance. Spectacular saves, dive, flying through the air and all that stuff. But just good command of the penalty area. Collecting through balls, being safe with crosses. Good communication. And the more unheralded work, but I'm sure it is equally as appreciated by her team. As I will now zip up my jacket because it is absolutely stinking hot at parts today, but it's now quite cold. Radmillo down the left, tracked by Plabani. And Shaberos defending and got the touch off the opponent as well, but now, yes, we've all been here. I think that's cramp. So Shaberos is going to get some attention. She's run a lot, and she's known for her attack, but doing so in defense as well. But yeah, she's fine. She's going to try and run it off. Let's look ahead at games coming up. Hills United have the bye next weekend. Then round 7, they're at home here against Marconi. And they're also here at home in round 8, which is Easter Monday, against Blacktown Spartans. Then in round 9, they're away to Sutherland Strikers, which is also the League One Women's match, the featured match. And it's also going to be a stream game down at Harry Denning, Sunday 27th of April, so you're going to need a good commentator. Thankfully, I'll be calling that game. So, and Angela's going to be doing photography as well. So yeah, they got only the best. And that's Harris, and body flying through the air. Harris is going to be the first SD Raiders player into the notebook. Hills have another set piece to contemplate. Now, after round 9, then just looking up at the schedule after that stream game on the 27th of April, round 10 for Hills, they're at home to Bankstown City. Round 11, they're away to Central Coast Mariners. And then in round 12, they're at home against Nepean FC. Hills versus Nepean. Anyway, set piece. And Davidson shoots, and that is going to be wide. And it's a tough one for Davidson. I think a right-footed player, decent contact with the left foot, but kind of had to swivel her hips and keep it down and aim it, and proved to be too difficult that time for the Hills captain. Now, meanwhile, for SD Raiders, they're coming up. They've got, let me see, in 7 days' time, Sunday, 6th of April, they're at home to Bankstown City, and they're back at Ernie Smith Reserve. I also really hope that they have a new ladder for their scaffold. But anyway, then in round 7, they're also at home to Sutherland Strikers. Round 8, Easter Monday, away to Inter Lions. As Tennille Hay goes on another run, blocked off. That's great defending. That was Plummer who blocked the pipeline for SD Raiders that time. And Holder can't link up with a teammate. Plummer was strong there. And for SD Raiders, round 9, they're at home to Nepean. Round 10, it's a derby. They're away to Marconi in a game that is allegedly on Marconi's main field. Yeah, we'll see about that. And round 11, they are at home to Blacktown. And also, I did say, of course, in between round 7 and 8, there is that round 2 Sapphire Cup game at home at Chirilla Reserve against South Coast Flame. Final 10 minutes here. Lights shining brightly. Gotta love floodlit football. And now, great first touch here, but Duggan is covering, and Duggan has done enough. And then I think, well, Pentecost, for me, couldn't have been called the deliberate back pass. Pentecost didn't take any chances with the touch off the defender's foot and just kicks it into the stand. Now, of course, Justin Davies, I assume, will tell me if any League One women's officials have uploaded a score from the 5 p.m. kickoffs quickly, but, I mean, that would be, it's not really to be expected. Yes, I tell you what, it's dribble. It's still quicker than the old system. We could have waited for days sometimes with some scorelines there. Yes, in fact, although for a slightly different reason on the old system, there in the Football New South Wales comms, as Shabaris runs, and it's blocked with the defender had her hands very much behind her back. Holder has, I think, Monique Holder's committed the foul there, but across the Football New South Wales comms, if you do some digging, there's some grand final scores that aren't uploaded. Wonder why. It's not really for me to say. If I speak, I'm in big trouble, etc. It is, that alleged St. George FC home game at Rondine Memorial Reserve against Camden Tigers. It's turned out to be absolute chaos. And by the way, given the weather we've had, I am shocked that a game at Rondine actually went ahead, but well done to them. 3-3 between St. George FC and St. George FC and Camden. That was, have fun with that, Justin. Yeah. Plabani making herself known there. Bodies tumble play will continue, and then Harris with the clean tackle and wins the throw-in against Shabaris. And if you've just joined us, of course, you can click back in the stream to watch whatever you miss, but it is 1-1 between Hills United and SD Raiders. League One Women's Match of the Round. Eric Subihano on commentary from Football New South Wales headquarters. Hills open the scoring through Isabella Shabaris. About 24th minute, and about 5 minutes later, Tiana equalised for SD Raiders from the penalty spot. Meanwhile, Rachel Glendenning and her incredibly Western Sydney name are about to come onto the field. And honestly, Glendenning, with a name like that, I am praying that her junior club is Doonside Hawks. But anyway, here's a chance possibly for Berrios, and she sprays it. And it's lucky deflection. I think that's hit something and landed on our side. It's not on the damn side of the fence. That's on our side, so that's an easy retrieval for whoever that is. That is also, actually, thanks, Justin, for reminding me, that's the last window. Rachel Glendenning, some fresh legs in the closing minutes. She replaced Isabella Shabaris, and she really lit up the game with her goal. That to watching that was as satisfying as drinking a bottle of Kinney, and she has a well-deserved break. Okay, so Justin is in my ear, and he'll be in your ears on the Easter Sunday game when he calls Blacktown versus Bankstown City, Sunday 20th of April at Landon Stadium. But as there's Plabani straight into the action again. She's been good off the bench. We talk about substitutes making an impact as an attacker. Plabani's been good for fresh legs in defence. That's a presumably late hit. Berrios is going to chase it anyway. Holder could be free in the middle if Berrios gets this right. And now Berrios goes direct for goal, and it is straight at Pentecost. But Justin is telling me Marconi have galloped to a 4-0 victory against Sutherland Strikers. So I wonder if... anyway, we'll hold that thought as it is through to Pentecost. By the way, just before I forget, it said... because, of course, was about to get one of my many half-finished commentary stories. Some of them never get finished, but the reserve keeper for Hill, Sarah Easthope, as I said, 3 seasons as a regular starting keeper for the first grade team. I think 2 seasons as the captain. Let me check my notes. She kept about 700,000 clean sheets for Hills, and she has been selected in a training camp for the women's national futsal team, which starts on Monday and ends on Friday, somewhere in Sydney, presumably at a court she's familiar with, the centre in Jewel. That's just where they hold all these futsal national team training camps. But yeah, she's wishing her and the rest of the players all the best. I know as Plabani is going to try and shield it up against the substitute Mia Masteris. She's done well and helped out by both Davidson and Hasty. Now Tiana, was she late? She was late against Chemaja. But yeah, wishing Sarah Easthope and Miles Downey, the head coach, and Manly United superstar Daisy Arrowsmith, and the rest of them all the best with their training camp. And Sarah was excellent in the women's futsal Asian Cup qualifiers in Uzbekistan. That was in January, making it felt like a million saves. And actually working in tandem well with the other keeper, who's the Queenslander, Jessica McLean. Now, SD Raiders walk in the tightrope there. There could be a free player in the middle. Cerveto wants the ball, doesn't get the right ball. And half clearance. Tiana with the right foot, and that's wide. Hits the big fence behind Nicholas Simmons' goal. 87th minute here. A game that is crying out for somebody to be the hero and break the tie. And will we see that? Of course. Now, ball of the top. Holder chases. Duggan's got the position there. Back to Pentecost. Left is Duggan, who might have coughed it up to Glendenning. Glendenning to Holder, but Holder can't reach. A touch off an awkward bouncing ball from Hasty. Down the line. There's Plummer. Plummer. Now, Davidson was under pressure from Cerveta, but has dribbled out of trouble. There's the ball to Glendenning. She's got runners. She's got some support near her. Glendenning, she might just try to pin the ears back. And Glendenning, well, she's won a throw-in. Good attacking position for Hills. 89th minute. Oh, I forgot to start my stopwatch for the second half. So now I'm trusting that that scoreboard in front of me is right. It feels like it's right. Throw in. Clearance at Raiders at least get some distance, but it'll still be Hills United ball. Now, pocket of space picked up by Cerveta, but it's Donaldson. Another great tackle from Donaldson. Back to Davidson. And now Hasty. Couple of deflections. Glendenning gets the shout from Barrios, and Barrios isn't going to catch up to that one. Okay, so that's it. Was there? Oh, so at Jensen Park, we got another score. Thank you, Justin. Bankstown City 2, Central Coast Mariners 1. Why have I got so many emails? I know, sorry. I was like, sorry. Anyway. And now good turn from Barrios. How's the cross? Takes its way to Holder. Holder was leaning back, and it's over the big fence. Might be a tricky retrieval there, but and it was like not even a half chance. It was a tricky one for Holder, a quarter chance. About to see stoppage time for the young ones out there, lamenting the lack of no fourth official and no board to indicate the time added on. This is what it used to be like all the time. Free kick for Hills. Hey, and by the way, just for the young ones out there, hey, by the way, keepers used to be able to pick up back passes. Telling that to young people is amazing. The looks on their faces, it's incredible. Flick on there. Might break for Hills. Now Chemajar has a ping, but we'll never know. Good tenacity from SD Raiders on the edge of their box, and another decision goes the way of the hosts. It's probably too long to go directed. It'd be some spectacular effort if it went in. And Aisling Davidson very interested in this one. And looks like she's going to be marked by Tiana as well. Donaldson over the dead ball. Natasha Pentecost has asked for 3 in the wall. And now into stoppage time. Now I'm regretting not setting my stopwatch. I don't know what the time is. Here's Donaldson. Goes direct. It's not going to dip in time. And that wind, the wind has picked up now. This is why fellow Football New South Wales commentator Alexander Molchanov calls this the wind tunnel. It is the orientation of this, the shape of this building just directs the wind, and trust me, in June or July, it's not fun. As Holdus, good futsal skills there to roll the defender and win a free kick. Actually, wait a minute, it is, by the way, can I just say, it's March and my fingers are actually starting to go numb. I did not expect that. I am not prepared for this. What is this, a Spirit home game? Anyway, another free kick. Pabani can't find a teammate. Now, is there a chance for the Raiders to break? Not because of Donaldson, and that will be with Hills. The call, decent first touch from Glendenning. And Glendenning towards Monique Holder, but away. Now, this could be awkward. There's plenty of pressure about to come, and it's Lane Knight. But Davidson there to save the day for the hosts. Oh, yes, thank you. Sorry, Lane Knight got subbed at halftime. Abigail Bogue was the one there. That was, getting that wrong, definitely not premium commentary from me. Now, that's Abigail Bogue playing the ball through to Amelia Savetta. Might get it back. Davidson clears. Tiana able to protect it. SD Raiders throw. Now, no one knows how much time is left. I don't know how much time add-on has been played. Knew I'd forget something today. The wind is howling now. Might be good for some of you. Might make it harder for some of you to hear my voice. I know some of you would like that. It's been a long day. Throw in. I think that's Savetta. Bit of head tennis. And a full-time whistle, so it's honours even here at Valentine Sports Park. And Hills United lose their 100% winning record, but they stay undefeated. After 5 rounds, it is a 1-1 draw between them and SD Raiders. Both goals coming in the first half. Isabella Chaberos with a long-range strike in about the 24th minute, and in about the 29th minute, Tiana for SD Raiders with the equalizer from the penalty spot. That was the end of the scoring, despite plenty of good spirited play from both sides for the remainder of this game. We hope you stick around. Next week's stick around for our coverage over the next weekends. Next weekend's League One Women's Match of the Round is Sunday, 6th of April, 5 p.m. from Majors Bay Reserve. Interlines hosting Central Coast Mariners. And for those of you who like hearing my voice, there's got to be one of you out there next time I'm on the commentary, Sunday, 13th of April, for the League One Women's Match of the Round between Blacktown Spartans and Blacktown City from Blacktown Football Park. Enjoy having your company then, but this is on behalf of today's camera operator Josh, broadcast partners, Sportscast and Football New South Wales. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you had plenty of good vibes this weekend. Hope you saw plenty of Razzlers. Just remember, coffee and tattoos make you feel better. And this has been Eric Subihano, and we'll see you soon.